Hi everybody, Doug here, and before we start our newest episode of Your PA Dutch Minute, I'd like to give a shout out to our sponsor for this video, and we are again thanking the Warshore Oyster Company, who has sponsored us in the past, but the owners Brad Blymeyer and his wife Hannah have opened up a second company known as Current Catch. And Current Catch, if you go to current-catch.com, is delivering the freshest, sustainably sourced seafood to you, to your door. Cook up restaurant-quality seafood meals brought to you by both Warshore Oyster Company and Current Catch. And they are now delivering to Pennsylvania. If you check out their website, it'll also say where else they deliver. And when I say deliver, they deliver right to your door. You can order these prepackaged boxes of various kinds of seafood or fish with some of their homemade sauces as well. I had the opportunity to try some Current Catch last weekend, and it was delicious. Fresh, high-quality seafood delivered right to my front door in a hermetically sealed, cold package. It was wonderful. So you too can now cook fresh, high-quality seafood at your home without having to leave your home. Check out Current Catch and Warshore Oyster Company. Special thanks to Brad and Hannah Blymeyer for their continued support.
S is sight for age.
Hello, Doug, back at you with another episode of Your Pennsylvania Dutch Minute, and this is another viewer, not request, but a viewer idea, and I looked through the playlist and realized I'd never done a video on what we call Pennsylvania Dutch English, which there's been academic studies done about, the effect of Pennsylvania Dutch on English speakers and how we had this crossover of words. There are a few words today that still linger that are Pennsylvania Dutch words that have made their way into the English spoken in and around southeastern Pennsylvania. So some people will call it Dutchified English, some people call it Pennsylvania Dutch English, some people don't even realize they're Pennsylvania Dutch words. They just grew up with these words in their English vocabulary, and they just always took for granted that it was English words, but they're actually Pennsylvania Dutch words. And I know the list I'm going to give you today is not an absolute. There are more words and phrases out there that are Pennsylvania Dutch that have made their way into the English lexicon of southeastern PA. But for today, I just chose a couple. So if you have ones that aren't on this list, put them in the comment section down below on the YouTube channel, and we can probably get a really good discussion going. Or if you're watching this on Facebook, leave your words in the comment section there on Facebook. So let's jump right into it. And again, this is not a complete list. One phrase that I am guilty of saying all the time is if we say, the blank is all. And fill in the blank with a noun. For instance, at my house, the milk is all. Now, grammatically speaking in English, this is not a correct sentence, but this is this idea of all is from Pennsylvania Dutch, directly brought into the English. Of course, in proper English, we should say the milk is all gone, but we just say the milk is all, or the beer is all, and then everybody's sad. All right, grex and grexing. So grex is the verb grexe is the Pennsylvania Dutch word for complaining or to complain. We've actually taken this word into English and added the ing ending, which you often hear. Quit your grexing. Stop your complaining. You go outside of Pennsylvania Dutch country and you use that in, Iowa. They're not going to probably know what that word means. So someone is a grex, is someone that complains all the time, and grexing is the verb, to complain or complaining. Strobelich. Strobelich is usually used in reference to somebody's hair if it's all messy or disheveled. You get out of bed and you haven't combed your hair yet or you haven't brushed your hair, then you are strobelich. Another Pennsylvania Dutch word that has made its way into English spoken in southeastern PA. A wonderfits, or somebody that's wonderfitzig, is so wonderfits is a nosy person, and wonderfitzig would be like saying, I'm nosy. I want to know what's going on next door. I'm wonderfitzig. And again, you will hear this in the English spoken in southeastern Pennsylvania. Now, the next one, depending where you live, it either has an L or it doesn't. Doppig or dopplich. Where I grew up, we didn't say the L, we just said doppig, which is somebody that's clumsy. So he is really doppig, or he's really dopplich, or don't be so doppig, don't be so clumsy. Another great Pennsylvania Dutch word that's made its way into English. Versteh is the verb to understand, and I've often heard people say, like, they'll tell a story or they'll say something and it's like, do you versteh what's going on, or do you versteh what I'm saying? Another great Pennsylvania Dutch word that's made its way into English. Here's one that's used a lot, rutsch. Rutsch is the verb to slide or to move in Pennsylvania Dutch. You sit down on a picnic table bench and the guy next to you hasn't given you much room, so you say, hey, why don't you rutsch over a little bit? Or can you rutsch to the right? Or a kid that can't sit still, don't be so rutschy. Rutsch, don't rutsch. Don't move around so much in your seat. Great word. Schmutz and schmutzig. Schmutz is the word for dirt, and schmutzig is dirty. So you might have a grandma that says, oh, you have a little schmutz on your cheek. Let me get that for you. Or you're really making a mess. Oh, don't be so schmutzig. Or, man, this table's really schmutzig. You'll hear these things. You will. Schmear, to spread. And for those of you that are not Pennsylvania Dutch, but maybe grew up in and around the New York City area, schmieren is the verb to spread also in Yiddish. So you will often hear in like bagel culture, put a little schmear on my bagel. Well, we have the same word in Pennsylvania Dutch. I would schmear butter on my bread. Okay, and we would say, you could say it like that. I'm schmearing my bread. Verhuddled is confused. You don't understand what's going on. You say, I am really verhuddled right now. Another great word that you can now blend into your English. And the last one, cuts, to throw up. I feel like I'm going to cuts. You might have heard somebody say that. Or, where's Johnny? Oh, he's cutsing right now. Oof, not too good. So these are all words that probably most of you watching this have heard before. You probably even use them. And if you didn't know, they are all Pennsylvania Dutch words. So it's cool, I think, that we have these words from our language that have crept into modern-day English, at least regionally in southeastern Pennsylvania. And there are a lot of people that live in that region who maybe even aren't Pennsylvania Dutch, and because of hearing it from, the people surrounding them, maybe they are using these words too and didn't even know that they aren't, that they're Pennsylvania Dutch and they're not English-based words. So, again, that list is not comprehensive. There are many other words that have crept into English. If you have one or something that you wanted, or a word that you use and you don't know what it, you kind of know what it means, but you're not sure if it is Pennsylvania Dutch or not, leave that in the comment section down below, okay? And we'll get a conversation started. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you have an idea for a future video, email me. My email address is at the end of the video. Keep practicing your Pennsylvania Dutch. Keep speaking Pennsylvania Dutch. That's how we're going to keep this language going and passing it on to future generations. Until next time, as my brother says, my brother would say this too, but as my son says at the end of the video, Max gut.
Max gut.